Nanyang, and welcome back to the 4th episode of Nanyang Spectrum for this semester. Singapore is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. As part of the year-long celebration, a series of events will be held every Saturday. Today, we'll focus on the family. Painted eggs, candies, and bunny rabbits. Easter is around the corner. Today, Cecelia will take us on a cultural tour around the celebration of the holiday. And it's time for some moving magics. Today, on Let's Talk, we will learn about a young man's journey to creating stories through 3D animation. This year marks the 50th year of independence for Singapore. There are plenty of celebratory events happening around the country. This includes a family carnival held in the Southwest District at Nanyang Community Centre. Our reporter Tia Ing was there.
The Blessed Mobile Family Day is a family carnival event held bi-weekly on Saturdays from January to June 2015 within the Southwest District to excite and involve the community in celebrating Singapore's 50th birthday. Led by students and alumni from the National University of Singapore, Blessed seeks to reach out to lower income and less privileged families. Nanyang CC hosted the second installment of this event in January this year. One special highlight of the event is the construction of a 16x30-inch Lego mural for Singapore. Residents are given a piece of game sheet where they must complete all the station games to redeem points for the material bazaar.
We came to know about this event through my son's school. So we are here to have fun.
Have fun,
Okay. So we just did have fun with my son. Of course, it's good for families interacting together.
Today I have Gina with me, who is one of the Nanyang scholars who have been involved in a donation drive. So Gina, can you share with us more about the challenges during the process?
I think I'll just share one of the biggest challenges. The biggest challenge we have was lack of manpower because we started the program only when school reopened. So there was a lot of things to handle and there was lack of manpower, so we were rather chaotic.
Next we have Sarah, another Nanyang scholar. Sarah, can you share with us your thoughts on volunteering for this event?
I think this event is very meaningful and it definitely reached our target audience because everyone who came down, not only participants and all volunteers, seem to have a lot. Thank you.
The Blessed Mobile Family Day has been successful in reaching out to the Nanyang community. So far, 6 installments have taken place throughout the Southwest District of Singapore. So do stay tuned to the next installment on the 28th of March at the Teck Whye Crescent. I'm Jane, reporting from the Nanyang CC.
The Welfare Services Club held a Singapore Cancer Society Family Day recently. The event aims to encourage a sense of community and family. It also shows support for the families and friends without cancer. Our reporter Karen Kerr tells us more.
Today I'm at NTU for the Singapore Cancer Society Family Day. This event is organized by the volunteer management from the Welfare Service Clubs, where cancer beneficiaries and their families come together to play different station games as well as having a mass handicraft session. Let's find out more about this social cause.
So why we actually think of this idea is because that nowadays cancer is very common. So there's a lot of we hear a lot of news about people having cancers. So why we use as a family day, why this is a family day, is because that we think that actually families are the support of the cancer beneficiaries.
Yeah, I think the event is very fun because I get to interact with a lot of different beneficiaries and also I get to meet new friends over here.
Actually, I find this event quite meaningful because we can get to know about their lifestyles and what they do when they are free. Yeah.
Actually, it's pretty much the same thing lah. Yeah, just I think it's a very good opportunity to meet people whom we don't usually meet. Yeah, and get to know their struggles.
To get to know each other better, they started off with a short icebreaker game. The volunteers from the volunteer management put their best efforts to put up different exciting station games so that the beneficiaries and their families will be able to enjoy their day. Besides that, volunteers also put in their best in preparing the materials for the mass handicraft session. After seeing and hearing how exciting this volunteer event is, don't you feel like joining it yourself? Let's hope to see more students joining in more volunteers events in near future. This is Karen reporting for NCU.
Are you looking for new activities to do as a family? What about chilling over in a cafe over some waffles and ice cream? Today, we check out the Little Family Cafe that runs on the concept of family bonding. Cassandra Mann has more.
Inspired by his family love for ice cream and homemade waffles, Mr. Tony Chua decided to start the Little Family Cafe. This cafe aims to promote the love of these foods, as well as more importantly to encourage family bonding through spending quality time in this cafe. But just how good is this cafe? Let's go check it out today.
With its minimalist interior, the Little Family Cafe makes you feel right at home the moment you step in. Staffed with mostly family members, customers feel right at ease settling down in a corner of the cafe for a chat over food with their families.
Now here we are with Mr. Tony Chua, the owner of the Little Family Cafe. So let's find out more about the family concept from him. 蔡先生你好，那请问你为什么会以家庭为这间店的核心理念呢？
希望他们父母亲子女在这边吃冰淇淋跟吃我的waffle，然后可以聚会一下，在这边增进感情就对了。
那请问你这间店哪一个口味是最受欢迎的呢？
目前是这个牛奶口味啦，是很脆啦，人家吃了很多顾客有回来。
With its good food and great ambience, the Little Family Cafe is indeed a great place of family bonding. So why not check this place out the next time you're with your family? This is Cassandra, signing off from the Little Family Cafe.
Ice cream and waffles will surely pack some massive calories. How about a run to burn them off? A full marathon is a challenge to most of us, but ultra marathon runners seek a different challenge altogether. Let's Talk is up next.
How far can you push your body in a run? Ultramarathon runners push their bodies to the limit, running distances as much as 100 kilometres and more. Aslan has just completed Transland Tour 100 in Hong Kong, a 100-kilometre race with a cumulative elevation gain of 5.8 kilometres. Hi Aslan, so help me understand, why would you want to run 100 kilometres?
I guess if you're coming from my background, I'm bored of running in Singapore. It's too mundane, it's too monotonous. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
So what got you interested in ultra marathons in the first place?
I've been running since 2009. I seriously took up running in 2010. So I got bored after a while for that 2 years of running. So my answers came in 2011. I met a professional runner named Kylian Jornet. He happens to be the best mountain runner in the world right now.
Wow.
So he came by to Singapore and I had a chance to meet him. And I didn't know who he was, but after that chance encounter, after Googling him and such, I found out that the sport was really something special. So I guess I started from there. I took baby steps, and then in 2013, last year, I took on my first ultramarathon.
And can you tell us a bit about how you prepare for something like this, the training, and how can I run an ultramarathon?
Okay, basically it will take anything from as late as 6 months to even more than a year in preparation. The first step, of course, is to know what event you like to do, how far you like to run, and of course the terrain you like to do. For me, I like to run off-road, so the term is called trail running, and basically it applies to ultra running because it's any distance beyond 50 kilometers. So the problem with us Singaporeans is there's not a lot of races in Singapore that you can train for.
Mm-hmm.
So we train as much as we can here, and we usually race overseas, such as Malaysia, Hong Kong, and even further than that.
Wow, okay. And what sort of equipment do you need to prepare when you're doing a run like this?
Most of the time you need a bag, a haversack, or rather a race pack as we call it. And you have to fill up that race pack with whatever equipment that the race directors mandate you to carry. So the bare minimums will be things like water, up to a liter or more. Mm-hmm. Calories, anything at a minimum of at least 200, but of course we take more than that. And safety equipment like, for example, a headlamp for running at night, a whistle in case there's an emergency, your phone, money, and so on and so forth. So these are the things that you have to carry in your backpack. Of course, the weight comes into consideration, but most of us get used to it, and most of us have equipment that are lighter so that we can carry it while we are running in the mountains.
Right. And how long exactly are we talking? How long does it take to run 100 kilometers?
That depends on the technicalities of the trail. For example, this year, the winner of the race that I participated in, he did it in 13 hours. And I caught sight of him as I just came to my
13 hours.
13 hours to finish 100 kilometers. I took 32 hours. I was the last 3 people to cross the finish line. So that's how daunting it can be.
I think it would take me 13 hours to run a kilometer. That's amazing. Wow. And what about the recovery process? Do you get any injuries or?
I picked up a few injuries from this race alone, but they weren't too bad. I was quite surprised that I didn't like break a leg or something like that. So I think recovery-wise, for training, it can take anything up to a few days to a week, depending on how conditioned you are. I think a few days is fine for a conditioned person. For race-wise, I think as for now, I'm still recovering. It's been 2 weeks since I just came back. So yeah, it takes a while. Your body gets used to the damage that you just put yourself through.
How are you feeling now, 2 weeks after running 100 kilometers?
My legs are fine. It's just that some soreness came up. So I think overall, I think I'm good. Yeah.
When's the next big race then?
There is none this year. Probably next year.
Okay, so you won't run until next year then? Just train?
I'll still be running, but I won't be racing so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And what do you get if you do win?
That's hard. I don't think I can ever win. It's too difficult considering the person who won this race did it in 13 hours and I did triple the amount of time. So it's very hard. Sorry, it's very hard for a person who lives in Singapore to try and win these races because we don't have the conditions optimal to train in such terrain.
Yeah.
Yes, we don't have any mountains, and the hardest trails we can find are Macritchie and Bukit Timah, and that's not even that high, considering the terrain that these races are on.
There's not many options.
Yes,
well, good luck for the next race, and back to you.
Easter is around the corner, and what better way to learn about the holiday from our Swedish friend Cecelia as she takes us on a cultural tour through Sweden's take on Easter.
Hello, I'm Cecelia from Nanyang Spectrum. I'm a Swedish exchange student, and since Easter is coming up, I want to invite you guys to my house and show you how Swedish people celebrate Easter. Come on in. This is my Swedish friend Joanna. Joanna, can you tell us a little bit of a typical Swedish Easter celebration?
Well, it's all about the family reunion and the Easter dinner that we eat. And we eat a lot of food and candy. We have Swedish meatballs, we have potatoes and sausage, and of course the pickled herring, which this one is mustard flavored. And but the most important thing is the eggs that we're now actually coloring.
Eggs are the most central dish on the Swedish Easter table. In the old days, during a 40-day fast before Easter, eggs was one of the dishes that did not get eaten. While no one ate, the hens began to lay eggs. Spring is namely a time when hens lay a lot of eggs. When fasting finally was over, there were a lot of eggs left, and therefore it is tradition to eat eggs during Easter. So what are you doing now?
Right now, we're putting some makeup and turning her into the Swedish påskkärring.
Okay, Isabella, can you tell us about this?
Yes, I'm a påskkärring, as we call in Sweden. And in Easter time, the children are dressed up like this and going around in the neighborhood and giving away some Easter card, wishing a happy Easter. And in return, they are getting candies or money.
And that's how you celebrate Swedish Easter. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This is Cecelia reporting for Nanyang Spectrum.
Glad påsk! The attack of the Korean wave has hit stomachs of Singaporeans. First is the K-pop, and now it's the desserts. The Koreans are making sure to make a statement in this little red dot with their sweet serenade and even the sweeter pat bingsu. Our reporter Charmaine has the new scoop to this new hype.
Located in the peaceful albeit slightly secluded Berkeley lifestyle hub, Nunsongi is a great place to chill and hang out with your family or friends. Spacious, yet with little nooks for people to hang out and chat in, it is most representative of how a cafe is like in Korea. Even so, the Korean dessert is what draws crowds to the area. From matcha to cheesecake, Nunsongi carries a variety of pat bingsu flavors. Surprisingly, the owner of the cafe is a mere 27 years old. Let's find out why and how she decided to set up the Korean dessert cafe.
안녕하세요, 눈송이입니다. We knew that actually in Singaporean many Korean food, so maybe we bring the Korean dessert with our food. Maybe we can introduce in Singapore maybe more variety food.
The cafe owner recommended injolmi bingsu, but what do the customers think?
Well, Singapore is so hot, you know. I'm not really a fan of ice kacang, and the ingredients in the ice kacang doesn't appeal to me. Yeah, so this is alternative to keep cool, and then I like cold. Yeah.
So we actually brought my niece, who actually just came back from Korea, and she says it's very close to Korea.
Now we know that the bingsu may be comparable to the ones in Korea, but what about its price?
I guess it's quite comparable compared to Korea. In Korea, it's about $8 or $9. So things that are franchised over to Singapore, you know it wouldn't be that cheap as well. And considering the rent and stuff like that, you know, I think it's okay for the price.
Secluded as it may be, you have not yet tried Korea's pat bingsu. It's definitely worth the while to come to Nunsongi's cafe. This is Charmaine reporting at Nunsongi Cafe, Berkeley Hub.
The passion for animation is strong with this one. If you think creating stories through animation is easy, well, think again. The hard work that this self-taught artist has put into success is no easy feat. Lauren Chibet has more on the story.
His passion for animation stemmed from the love of telling stories and crafting a world of his own. This self-taught animator has had his motion abstract film selected for a total of 4 film festivals, the most notable being Stuttgart Film Festival. Guo Chun is currently a major in animation and is studying at the Art Design and Media School in NTU. Hi Guo Chun, so tell me, how long have you been doing animation for?
I did my very first animation back in 2007.
Okay.
I was in JC1, and it never occurred to me that I'll be doing animation for my subsequent educational curriculum.
Right. So what got you interested in the first place?
I have always liked drawings,
Okay.
and doing art stuff, and I find animation to be a more spontaneous and more visual, how do I put it to words? A more in-your-face manner of showing an idea, a story, or something you really wish to tell for me
Okay.
as an artist.
Right. So can you tell us a bit about what goes on to make an animation film? I believe yours was about 3 or 4 minutes. So how much work are we talking for a film that long?
Regarding this film, it's a stop-motion film. So for a stop-motion film, you have to take pictures. I took photographs of still images, and I shifted a little, and I took another picture. And this goes on for hundreds to thousands of it. And
Wow.
1 second of a film requires 24 photographs. So depending on how persistent or how aggressive you want to push yourself, it's gonna take around half a year or more.
Wow. You must be very patient and very committed.
And you need to sacrifice sleep, and other human commitment.
I can imagine. And so what do you hope to do after uni then?
Right now, I'm running a cafe back in Toa Payoh.
Okay.
So after I graduate, I'll be continuing the business as usual. And if I have the opportunity, I'll be going overseas and perhaps pursue a further career.
Right. In animation?
Yeah, in animation.
Wow, nice. Do you have any sort of role models who you look up to in the animation world? Inspirations?
Well, I would say the more obvious one is Hayao Miyazaki.
Okay.
The guy who did Totoro
Oh, okay.
and Spirited Away.
Yep.
So I got the biggest influence from him. I went to his studio in Japan,
Wow.
the Ghibli studio in Japan, and upon seeing all the concept arts and his biography and documentary of how he produced his work, it just makes me feel that if I don't do it for the rest of my life, I'm gonna regret it.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. That's quite an artistic skill you have.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, how many sort of hours a day are we talking? Like, if you're at uni, I assume Monday to Friday. What sort of? Are you staying up late into the night and?
Yeah, of course.
Wow.
Because of some personal issues I have, I am unable to commit myself fully towards my current film.
Mm-hmm.
But right now I'm working on this film. The current film I'm working on, I'm working on it from Wednesday to Friday, and that's from morning to late night.
Yikes. Lots of hours.
Yeah, lots of hours. And besides that, I have to run my business, so yeah.
You're a busy man.
Well, thank you.
And how was it when you found out that your film had gone to all these film festivals? That must have been amazing.
Oh, it was quite unexpected.
Yeah.
Because the film, I made it for a school project. It's sort of like a school final, end of semester project.
Okay.
So I didn't do it for the sake of, entering any film festival. So when it got selected, I was really, oh really? Yeah, it's kind of out of the blue. They just contact me and say, congratulations, please come to Stuttgart to, attend your screening.
Wow. So did you go to Stuttgart?
Yeah, I was there for 10 days.
Oh my gosh, how was that?
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah?
It's first of all, it's not Singapore, so it has better weather there.
Something different.
Yeah, it's something different.
Yeah.
And then you realize how small you are, compared to the rest of the world.
Yes, beautiful. Well, it's amazing. Well, good luck with all the rest of your endeavours. And back to you,
Thank you.
Steffi.
We've come to the end of our fourth episode. On behalf of the Nanyang Spectrum, we join the whole of Singapore in remembering our nation's founding father and first Prime Minister, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew. Goodbye.